Yeah, yesterday, Tyler Herro was speaking at Miami Heat camp. And I was like, all right, well, I'm down for that. I'm gonna go see what Baby Goat has to say. Let's see what the young buck and plus had to get an up close look, Leroy, to see if he was swole or not.
He's not.
Heated debate on this show. Was that a debate in the debate helmet, Robbie? Is Tyler Herro swole?
No.
It wasn't. That didn't make you're muted, Robbie. I can't hear you for whatever reason. But because I felt like that was
it was not in there. If you were doing the show, it would have been in there. But
oh well, it was a very heated topic for us a week ago. Now, Tyler Herro, he said yesterday he's looking to put on 10 to 12 pounds of muscle, Leroy, this off season. So the plan is to get very swole. He revealed
very swole, dude.
Very
somebody
swole.
6'5",
very swole, and he revealed that he has put on 4 pounds of muscle, so he's a third of the way there. Now I couldn't tell. He was wearing
those arms that you sent with all that cut up, he gained 4 pounds
of muscle. Muscle. I think you can tell, isn't it? Like you weigh him in a pool or something like that.
4 pounds is 4 pounds, dude. It ain't nothing.
Well, I mean, 4 pounds of muscle versus 4 pounds.
Yeah, 4 pounds of muscle. It's like,
dude,
you want
I could get me a good meal in and say I gained 4 pounds of lean meat because all I ate was meat for that.
Nah, it's a little different, dude. Like you go and get a loaf of bread, that weight is different than the weight of the cold cuts.
Protein.
No, I don't care if I eat a big old porterhouse or something like that.
I think it's different.
Okay.
There's good weight, there's bad weight, and he's putting on the good weight. 4 pounds.
I got some bad weight going on over here.
Little LB's action.
Oh, I told you what I started doing, right?
No.
Going to the gym.
Oh, really? You're back?
Kinda. I feel like I'm suffocating myself because, I see people in there all willy-nilly, and all I do is ride the elliptical, do some stuff in the pool. So I'm pretty much isolated.
You riding the elliptical with the mask on?
Not riding the recumbent bike. I tried. I couldn't breathe.
Let it go, bro.
I did.
You got that J&J?
I was asking about how long do they last? Nobody has never discussed that yet.
Nope.
I did hear.
They said you might need a
booster.
They're going to start a booster. Yeah. Now you remember when you were a kid and you said I got to go get my booster shot? You had no idea what that meant.
Nope. Well, now we know.
Booster, it's a booster for one of the vaccines.
Yeah, we get it. It's kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog. When you take that first hit, you lose all your coins. You just got to get some more coins so you don't die by the next hit. Really? That's exactly what it's like.
So this is what we've been missing the last 3 days. We've been missing somebody tying in a booster shot and comparing it to Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's what it's like.
Or it's like in Space Jam when you step on the orange circle, you get into boost mode and, pick up those style points.
So yesterday, Tyler Herro, he had a little media scrum. All right. And, people are asking about the Olympics. Adorable. Asking about gaining muscle. That was very important. I needed to know that. That was going to be my question if it didn't, wasn't already asked, but somebody hopped in there with it. So I was like, all right. I was like, well, is old Tobes going to ask a question? And I'm like, no one's really asking about these rumors that he's got to be facing soon because they're coming, Leroy. Tyler Herro's going to be facing them rumors willy-nilly. And Tyler Herro was I asked him about it. Journalist Tobin is back.
All right.
And I would say
stop. The family was in the car, or did you do it Zoom?
No, it was live, in person, in the flesh.
Oh. So what, was the family in the car on the way back from the Keys?
No, we got back early yesterday. I said, hey, listen, Tyler Herro's talking. I got to go. See ya.
Wow.
And so Tyler Herro, some would say, am I badgering him? Maybe. Am I annoying him? Very much seems like I was.
So he's no longer a friend of the show?
No, I think he is. Well, you know what? I have a journalism process which is called hit him hard, butter him up. A lot of people like to build him up to tear him down. I do the opposite. I ask the hard question first, then I ask a kiss-ass question afterwards. So, for example, I ask him the question about the trade rumors. you're gonna hear his answer, and then I ask him something like, "And what was it like having dinner with Spo and them boys up in Vegas?" He goes, "Oh, it was amazing, loved it."
I see where you're going.
Yeah, you're pitching.
I like it.
You're pitching backwards.
Exactly.
I can picture it. Now, that is if you survive.
If I survive,
Because if you
gotta swoop in
your
quick.
feelings like Dion was the other day, right? As soon as the word Dion came out, the question never had a chance to soften him up.
All right. Well, here's Tyler Herro. He says he doesn't give a rat's ass about trade rumors anymore.
Tyler, I called you a cool player for the team, on the exit interview that he did. But, you've dealt with some trade rumors before and all that type of stuff. Are you worried about dealing with the noise again with the offseason coming up? Or have you, enough experience now to kind of block it all out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm done listening to all that, honestly. I think every time that we're not playing, or even if we are playing, my name's brought up in something. So it is what it is at this point. Like I said, I'm focused on getting better, getting this team better. And, obviously we seen Milwaukee win the championship last night, and it looked like a lot of fun. So, that's what we're building up to do, is win the championship. And, I don't plan on going anywhere.
There you go. Tyler Herro, defiant, Leroy.
Take it from me, Tyler. It's never in your plans. Hey, let me say this. Like,
what?
I'm going to give Tyler a lot of credit for handling that the way he did. And here's why. What is he, 22?
21.
21? How many 20-year-olds got to deal with that?
I don't know.
Dude, imagine what you were doing when you were 21. So kudos to him, because I think that goes, that goes unnoticed. Like, people don't realize, people just assume, oh, he's an NBA basketball player, he should know that's part of it. At 21, you think you could handle that?
I actually like it a lot more, because it felt like when he was with the Olympic select team, I felt like he was kind of like begging Spo, please, I want to be around here forever, I hope. But now he's kind of like in his Scotty Drippin, swag answer, where he's got a lot of confidence.
You almost have to do that, though. You almost have to do that to be able to handle it, right? You have to act like you don't care.
Knox Money says, I think this is how I thought it was going to go. Tyler Herro, see, you put on some good muscle. Good game. Trust me, that's what I wanted to ask him about. It was taken. Somebody jumped in with that question already. Good game.
But yeah, so from that standpoint, look, Tyler will get bigger. You know why? Because he was only 19 when he got here. Yep. That's why. So for everybody to think, oh, when he becomes 23, 24, 25 years old, ooh, he's really been working at it. Nope, that's called life, dude.
How did you
put on a couple?
Now, what did you mean last segment when you said I got this information a lot different than everybody else?
Because you put stuff out there, and I think you purposely do it with me, because I'm half-ass paying attention, because we get texts all day.
Yeah, it was a busy day yesterday. I was hitting you over the head with it.
And so I'm like, uh-oh. And this is when I know all hell is about to break loose. Tyler says favorite player is LeBron James. Favorite Heat player.
Mm-hmm.
And that, okay. Let's say, Tyler, you haven't been here that long. Let me tell you, bro. Here are the things you don't do.
But this is the thing. Okay, I really wouldn't have had a problem if he said his favorite Heat player was LeBron James. That's not what the question was from the camper. Okay,
who's the best?
He was asked who is the best Heat player of all time, and he made an egregious error. I don't know how else to put it, Leroy. You don't make this mistake.
Would you say, is this a most accomplished thing as far as, because D-Wade's done more for the Heat than anybody.
These kid Wojs.
You want to know why? Because he's the best of all time. That's why he's accomplished more. When you're the all-time leading scorer, when you have more championships than anybody on the Heat, you're the best of all time for the franchise. That's what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, young
Well-
little Woj. I love these little Wojs. Tony.
They don't have a filter. They don't know. They just want to ask their question.
Yeah, they don't know. Well, because you want to know something though. This kid probably thinks, because the camp counselor goes, "All right, kid, what do you want to ask?" I just want to ask best team player of all time. Camp counselor's probably like, layup. Okay, go ahead. He's gonna say Dwayne Wade. Look at this adorable kid. And so here's the exchange.
In your opinion, who is the best Heat player of all time?
Oh, best team player?
Best Heat player.
Heat player?
Of all time. That's a tough one.
I have to say LeBron James.
Okay.
I can't go wrong. D-Wade, LeBron, either or. But I feel like growing up for me, LeBron was probably my favorite player on the Heat.
See, what you guys don't understand, and sometimes I think there are people in the adults don't either. It's all subjective. It's all what your opinion is. It doesn't mean anybody's right or wrong.
Right.
My favorite, the most celebrated player in history is Dwayne Wade.
For sure.
Okay, then you can debate the rest of it.
For sure.
All right?
Oh, he wanted to debate him right there. He wanted to debate Tyler Herro right there.
Tony's just like,
in front
hold
of the
on,
kids.
hold on. I think Tony. See, this is what Tony really wanted to say though. Was like, for real, bro? Like, because Leroy's right. As soon as he said LeBron James, you could hear
All the little kids with like baby gas.
That was actually me. Because
Like,
I was like, no, Tyler.
I can't believe Tobin's probably like, are you bleeping kidding me, bro?
Come on, Tyler. No. And so I have a mind for these things, Leroy. I'm like, all right, do I tweet that out later? Because I got it on video. Do I tweet that out later? I know that's going to be a thing.
And that's what you did. So you sent us you sent it to me, and I'm like, oh.
And Robbie's like, wait till NBA Central tweets that out, which if you guys don't know what that is, it's a horrible account which steals everybody's work. And basically the mentions in NBA Central is what hell is like, because it's every take from everyone around the world. And I'm like, no way this gets picked up by NBA Central. There's no way they're that hard up for LeBron content that they need to find Tyler Herro's opinion on best Heat player of all time for a team he played for 7 years ago.
For a kid question.
There's no way. And I put up this video. It's starting to get a lot of retweets. And people are angry, especially Heat fans. They're mad.
Like by LeBron?
Well, I'm sure LeBron's probably got wind of it by now.
Our debates were patty cake compared to the debates Tobin was getting on social media.
Oh, I mean, my phone has not stopped going. I really got to mute the conversation.
So there were people that were agreeing with Tyler?
Oh, yeah. Well, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was heated debate.
The national pundits, the national fans are like, well, what's wrong with what he said? LeBron is the best Heat player. Blah, blah, blah. These are what I call mouth breathers. Idiots. Idiots. Well, he is the best of all. Oh, okay. Really? Thanks, buddy. Get the hell out of here.
Now.
You don't know basketball. Sorry.
Part of this being petty towards LeBron does not help this.
It's not a petty thing. It's not petty.
But that's easy. That's easy
And then
to
it's sure enough,
say
NBA Central
because you feel like you have a real good argument.
Yeah, I think my argument of Dwayne Wade being the best Heat player of all time is pretty solid.
I should have put that in the box yesterday.
I would say it's a pretty solid debate. Dwayne Wade, best Heat player of all time.
Even me, even though you guys know I like LeBron, I would have said D Wade.
Of course you would.
There's no
why
like
you have a head.
Like regardless of how I feel about any situation or any person, I can be honest about it. Right? Like
Julian says that was Tyler Herro's one chance to stay in Miami and he blew it.
Look, Tyler Herro, him and little family, right? They're on the plank. And Pat Riley is going to push them to San Antonio somewhere, and they don't even know it.
J Fig, Tobin sent us a text that his phone was melting. That's how I knew there was heated debates on his Twitter. I don't have a Twitter.
But this is the thing. So I'll tell you what happened to me yesterday with this whole Tyler Herro thing, with this stupid clip of him saying LeBron is the best Heat player of all time.
But he also prefaced it by saying LeBron's his favorite player.
No, he didn't preface it.
No, he said it afterwards.
He said it after the fact.
I meant after.
And you know what we say on this show, Leroy? The damage is done, my friend.
Damage is done, my friend.
Now it looks like Giannis Antetokounmpo. I would say he's probably going to star in Space Jam 3. The way things are going for him, he is of course Finals MVP. I wasn't on yesterday, but I'm sure you guys just raving about his performance in Game 6. I mean,
on top of the world right now.
He's the big winner, man. He was amazing. This performance, I mean, just offensively, defense, everything he did in that series.
Do we owe him an apology to the Heat fans that say he got no guts for not coming to Miami?
I mean, I guess, I don't know. But I'm not going to apologize to him, but I say tip of the cap. Tip of the cap.
So here's what I would say.
Tip of the old, hey.
If a guy chooses not to come to your franchise and he stays where he is and they win a championship before you do, is it safe to say he made the right choice?
He made the right choice. Hard to argue.
Okay,
but
right.
Do I want an apology? Oh, I apologize because the Heat wanted you.
You called him a bum. You told him he didn't.
Good for you. You won. Hey, listen. Good for you. You won. What do you? What? You need extra accolades. You got the Finals MVP. You're the big winner. What does he need from me?
He wouldn't need any accolades if you wouldn't have threw him under the bus.
Tip of the cap. Tip of the cap. Good for him.
He wouldn't have needed any accolades if you wouldn't have thrown him under the bus.
Listen, don't lose to us next year. All right, it's 1-1 right now. It's 1-1 right now. All right,
Trilogy's coming next year.
Don't lose next year. When we're revamped, don't lose. Don't you lose with swole Tyler Herro. Don't you lose.
I would get on you about the moving of the bar. But now I see where you get it from.
I've never moved the bar. I said that the bar's never moved in 20 years.
Did you hear how small? This is Tyler Herro yesterday. Tyler Herro is putting on that muscle, and this is what he told reporters yesterday.
Pounds.
This is what he told
this is really my first off season. Or in the NBA, it's my first off season, so I'm able to, really have a regimen, like you said, and have a certain amount of calories I'm eating a day. So, I'm, getting stronger every day and putting on weight, and I think by the end of the summer I'll be able to reach my goals. I want to gain like 10 to 12 pounds. 10 to 12 pounds.
And right now
I gained like 4 so far, so I got some work to do.
You know we call that well on our way. Well on our way, Tyler.
Dude, so what do you mean? All that means is he ate dinner, dude.
No, man, no. He's got the calories going.
Hey,
he's got
let me ask you a question.
Gun show going.
If you wanted to gain 4 pounds, how long would it take you?
4 pounds of what?
Don't matter. You got to eat. Look, you gain weight by more calories in, less calories out.
I hit the Cuban bakery. I gained 4 pounds by lunch if you want me to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we making this out. Ooh. Good for you. You gained 4 pounds, big boy.
Yeah, but he's putting it on the hard way.
4 pounds?
Yeah,
with muscle milk.
Some would say, Robbie.
You guys are idiots.
Some would say, Robbie, the harder
4 pounds? 4 pounds?
4 pounds of muscle. Chiseled.
What are you? Dude, all you got to do is work out and eat more than you burn. Just the fact that you working out and eating healthier is going to get your body right. Talking about gaining 4 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Get the hell out of here. You know what he's been eating lately? He's been eating the same food as his girl and his baby.
Texter writes in, Giannis was a bum. Now he's not. No need to apologize.
That sounds like something you say. I guess he got plenty of guts now because we thought he was done for life with that bent up knee.
He is. That was crazy. Hey. Think about that. We thought that this was done, and he's going out and having epic blocks and 50-point closeout games.
All Tyler got to do is pass by Half Moon, pick him up a dozen, and him and this girl go at it.
Here if you guys missed Giannis yesterday, this was his great moment. He went to Chick-fil-A, Leroy, and
I saw this.
He ordered himself a 50-piece at Chick-fil-A in the drive-thru.
Can I have a 50-piece? Sorry, I will put you. Can I put your camera? Do you mind or no?
Sure.
Just there's 150,000 people watching you right now.
Really?
Yes. So can I have please a 50-piece Mac Minis? 50 exactly.
Okay.
Not 51, not 49. Chicken Minis, yes. 50. And let me have a large drink, no ice, half Sprite, half lemonade.
Man, no ice is bold. Really?
Half Sprite,
They don't
half
do
lemonade?
that. They don't use ice like we do in Europe.
Really? Is that a thing?
No. England, if you go to England, they don't use ice at all.
But half Sprite, half lemonade. I never heard of that's.
I do that all the time.
I love the exotic
do it.
combos. I never heard that.
I put Sprite in fruit punch.
Just to
Little
make it
fizz.
bubbly?
I've had a Sproke before, but I've never had Sprite and lemon.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. If I didn't want to chop you in the throat yesterday, what did you have?
A Sproke. Wait, never heard of that?
I mean, I guess I guess. I don't know. I mean,
No, you haven't heard of it.
No, I haven't. Sproke. Sounds horrible.
Not really. It's just, they're both made by the same company. They're very cohesive. They go together.
Do they?
No,
I mean, I
is
feel
it
like
Sprite?
the Coke
Is
would
it
overwhelm
Sprite and
it.
Coke? Who's name? Sprite and Coke and Pepsi and 7-Up?
Oh, yeah, or Mountain Dew. Or,
No.
Yeah, no,
7-Up. 7-Up is Pepsi and Coke is Sprite.
Yeah, and then you can have a Pepsi Up.
Early, if I'm honest, Coke smashes Pepsi, but 7-Up smashes Sprite.
The difference between Pepsi is very sweet, very sugary,
Very
not as
sweet.
much fizz.
Half the time, we
Coke
can't
has
tell.
more fizz. Like they put the extra carbonation in your soda.
Man.
So, Tobin, I'm sure you've been stewing on this for days because you've been out for 3 days plus 2 days. But did you? We've played this sound several times. But Damian Lillard, there's all of these trade rumors surrounding Damian Lillard and whether he asked for a trade or not. And this is a sound from a couple days ago, addressing the trade rumors that he's denying that he wanted to get traded.
Oh wait, let's see if he reads into it like I did.
People reaching out to me, but it's not true. I'll start off the rip and say it's not true. I said the last time I spoke to you guys that a lot of things are being said, and it hasn't come from me. So number one is it's not true, and secondly, I'll also say that I haven't made any firm decision on what my future will be. So there's really no need for anybody else to speak for me or report this or report that. If there's something to be said, as I said the last time, I'll speak directly with my team and with Neil. So, that's that.
Oh, he wants out. Wow. Now, you know what? I actually haven't heard it. But now that I do hear it.
So break it down. I'm gonna see if you broke it down the same way.
Okay. Well, the report was from Henry Abbott. I believe the report was that Damian Lillard plans to ask request for a trade. I don't remember what the timeline was. And what he said was it's not true. Okay, so he says I haven't made any firm decisions, which means it doesn't mean that he hasn't or isn't going to make that decision. He just hasn't made that decision. And as far as speaking of it, it's the same thing you talked about with the whole reps thing with Nick Saban. Just because Damian Lillard's not saying it to, Blazers management or coaches, it doesn't mean that his agent hasn't had those conversations. It's always a good cop-out, So, very interesting.
It was kind of the same as what Leroy said. Leroy said, he did say that he just said the rumors weren't true. He did say that it wasn't true that he wanted to trade.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
He just said what that guy said isn't accurate. And then if he would have just left it at that, we could have just come to the conclusion, oh, he has no, but then he throws this caveat in. I haven't made a decision on my future yet, which means it's still on the table.
Do you think that Giannis Antetokounmpo winning the championship, being loyal and winning with the Bucks, do you think that changes it at all for Dame Lillard? Do you think he thinks, oh, maybe I could stick it out?
Nope. He looks at Chris Paul and say, I don't want to be playing 16 years waiting to get one of these.
Well, that's a very good point. Very good point.
And then Giannis said, "Oh, I could have played on a super team, but I chose to grind it out in Milwaukee, and here I am holding a trophy."
Yeah, good for. Hey, listen, Giannis, beautiful for you, and yes,
they also mortgaged the future to get you Drew Holiday, buddy. So don't make it sound like it was just you and a bunch of guys.
Yeah, that was the big steal in Game 5.
Just because he did it the hard way this time doesn't mean he's going to always want to do it the hard way.
Well, just wait. We'll see how the hard way works out when KD and Kyrie and Harden are all healthy.
If KD gets a smaller shoe.
But I will say with the Damian Lillard thing, I did see this report. This is from Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. It says few team executives expect a Dame deal to happen this offseason, but multiple front office sources say the Heat, the Kings, the Knicks, the Rockets, and the Sixers have recently been the most aggressive suitors. Now, I don't know what that means.
I'm going to tell you what it means.
Does that mean Riley is taking the most? Like, is he calling them the most right now? And he's like, you sure you don't want to deal him? What are we at this right
Here's
now?
what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you now you can throw the story out the window.
Because the Kings are in it?
Garbage. Yeah. What in the hell would the Sacramento Kings and why would Damian Lillard want to go to Sacramento?
He wouldn't, but that doesn't mean they wouldn't try.
Really? Sacramento.
How far is Sacramento from Oakland?
Sacramento is like Detroit. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, I think it's like an hour. I'm not even kidding. I think it's like an hour drive from Oakland.
All right, so he's from there.
Oh, Sacramento. So he's going to go in the same area, but just to a team that hasn't won half as much as he has.
Yeah, it's like that makes sense. It's like John Collins living in West Palm and he wants to come home and play in Miami. Seems.
Yeah, but that's only if he played for like Orlando.
Fair enough. Hey, Blazers.
And it would be take it back. It would be like going from the Heat to Orlando.
Man, bad service on that whale call.
Hey, this is Pat Riley again. Being super aggressive here with my deal. And they're like aggressive enough to give up Bam Adebayo? Nope.
Wow.
Who's the other odd one in there? Houston. Like Houston?
Oh, the rebuilding Houston. God.
I mean, come on, Houston.
They didn't get the first pick. They're not getting Kate Cunningham.
Here. Let's put this out there, dear NBA. You know how this works. Stars who demand a trade in the middle of their contract would only demand that they be moved to a contender. So Houston, Sacramento, please stop wasting our time.
And according to the betting odds, if Damian Lillard were to get traded, the betting favorites at plus 150 is the Mecca Bros, the New York Knicks, of course.
I kind of feel like though, it's great and all, but he's got to have some other piece that's going to be there in New York with him, especially after that poop fest that Julius Randle put forth in the playoffs.
Oh God,
there's certain teams that I don't trust will make it happen. So, for example, when Kawhi went to the Clippers, he said, "I want another star. I want playoff P." They got him, right? You're telling me that if Dame made that demand with New York, that you could trust that they would do it? If he went to Sacramento, you can trust the way he can do it. Now, I'm not basing this off of anything other than what these franchises have done in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no, Sacramento, Houston, New York, you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted with a handshake deal.
I do think, though, that there's possible, like when they say it won't happen in the offseason, is it possible that we get to, I think that they're probably hoping it's going to be a James Harden situation, but he's not going to pull the fat suit move. Like, he's not going to show up out of shape, and he's not going to go strip club. So, like, once they get to the season, Damian Lillard's going to play. I don't feel like he's going to force his way out.
See, that's, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like what Green Bay thinks Aaron Rodgers is.
Right.
Wait, you see what Aaron Rodgers did yesterday? Like he tweeted congratulations at the Bucks, and he started talking about the management of the Bucks, and he used our GM like if he was on the Bucks, and it's up saying that he was throwing shade at the Packers by talking about all the great moves that the Bucks did.
Yeah,
he might not be wrong. He might not be wrong.
But my question to you is this: what happens in arguments in deals? Okay, is when you assume the person you're negotiating with has no other options. And Aaron Rodgers seems like the person, like, to me, just from listening to him, he would rather not play football than play for Green Bay. Now, if he were to do that, and Green Bay would have to be forced to play Jordan Love and would have had one of the greatest quarterbacks in football and not gotten anything for him, everybody should be fired.
That's true.
Everybody. Because it's one thing to have a player retire. It's another thing to have a player quit football because he would rather not play football than play for your organization. And you had this information and did nothing about it.
Is it true that he has a stake in the Bucks?
I thought I heard that somewhere too.
Somebody twitched that in. Hollywood Hector did. We'll take a quick break. Speaking of trade demands in this Damian Lillard thing, obviously, if
he did
in
2018, he bought a minority stake in the Bucks.
Okay,
so he's going to get a ring.
He is
basketball ring and a football ring. Anybody else got that?
Cool. Nope.
Anybody else got 2-sport ring?
A-Rod's a long way away from getting a ring with the Timberwolves.
When Tony Fiorentino speaks, the biggest smile on his face just hearing Tony do his thing. I love that guy. I love him so much and what he brings. But yesterday, he did speak to the media after taking some questions from the kiddies, and we'll get to that too. But since we were talking about the Damian Lillard thing, look, the facts are, if there's going to be heat trades, they ain't trading Jimmy, they ain't trading Bam, and if anybody's getting traded in any deals, it's probably going to be Tyler Herro. I mean, that's just that.
Yep.
And I had to put on my old journalist hat, Leroy, even though I'm not a journalist, although I kind of am a journalist. I did shake Greg Popovich out of his shoes. And just ask Tyler Herro, how's he going to handle all that? Because it's probably coming his way yet again. And here's what Baby Goat had to say.
Tyler, I called you a cool player for the team, on the exit interview that he did. But, you've dealt with some trade rumors before and all that type of stuff. Are you worried about dealing with the noise again with the offseason coming up? Or have you, enough experience now to kind of block it all out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm done listening to all that, honestly. I think every time that we're not playing, or even if we are playing, my name's brought up in something. So it is what it is at this point. Like I said, I'm focused on getting better, getting this team better. And, obviously we seen Milwaukee win the championship last night, and it looked like a lot of fun. So, that's what we're building up to do, is win the championship. And, I don't plan on going anywhere.
So there you go. Tyler Herro yesterday. Now, look, he is, when he says he doesn't plan on going anywhere, much more confident than he was at the select team, where he's like, please don't trade me, Spo. Hey. It feels like he put some bass in his voice, as the kids say, Leroy.
I find it comical that he thinks he has a say-so in the matter.
Really? Well, Riley does seem to love him. I think that trading him at this point, I mean, he goes from an asset where everybody was like, "Oh, this kid is boy wonder. He's gonna be that guy," and you got him as a piece for something. Now I don't know. I mean, I don't know where you find his trade value right now. Listen, it hasn't sunk like Ben Simmons, but it feels like it's definitely taken a step back as far as what he would be leading a trade package. But it is interesting, he's talking about all this muscle that he's going to put on in the offseason, and he's swole, put on 4 pounds of muscle. I mean, he's swole, big, Leroy. I just did that to annoy you.
You guys, I think it's hilarious that you comment about 4 pounds
Of muscle.
Sure.
Muscle.
Sure.
But when he says, like, he's talking about, oh, we're going to build the piece to a championship, like, he's looking at himself as a core. He is looking at himself as that core piece next to Jimmy
Usually
and Bam.
that trade piece always is.
That they think that they're not that they think they're going to be there.
No, that they think they're part of the solution.
He thinks
Like,
that
I wouldn't want, look, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want him to think any other way.
I wouldn't either. I like that's the thing we fall in love with Scotty Drippin.
But the fact of the matter is that if this team is to change starts with Tyler Herro.
Dr. Toboggan says there's no trade value for Tyler Herro. Well, there is tons of it, but there is none. That's how Riley looks at it. Riley's Jedi mind trick the Blazers.
Look, I feel great about what he said. I feel real positive about what he said. But the facts of the matter is that the only way Tyler Herro is still on this team is if it's the same team.
There's no
now,
obstacles.
If it's the same team,
but there are none.
Are you going to be satisfied? The answer is no.
I mean, if the move is they're going to bring in Lowry to be the point guard, Duncan's, let's say Duncan ends up going somewhere. I mean, you see some of the salary projections on Duncan. Some people are saying he's going to make $24 million a year. Man, crazy. And good for him, but I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I would guess at the minimum 20.
I think at the minimum 22, or maybe like 18 probably is the bottom on that he's going to go there. But for Tyler, like if Tyler's going to end up being the starting 2 next year, next to if it's Kyle Lowry as the starting point guard, like they can't make him the starting point guard. They tried that. That didn't work.
But let's be careful. Let's be careful in that
he's still young.
He's 21, dude.
21.
Like here's what happened. Has happened in sports that I think the only thing that discourages me. We have escalated the time frame of athletes when they get in their prime. And the fact of the matter is that the time frame is still about the same. Giannis won his championship. How old is he?
26,
27, right? Now, it's great that Tyler has been able to contribute at this early of an age. It's amazing that a lot of these players come in and can contribute right away. But the fact still remains that most guys reach their prime in basketball 26, 27 years old.
Yeah, I think we even saw, like, even with Devin Booker, who's a guy who he idolizes, or I don't idolize, but he replicates his game after, who felt like he took a jump this year, but mostly just had a better team put around him.
And how old is he? He's 24, 25? I
think he's 23, 24.
23? But he was the one that done too, right?
Yeah, but he was a bench player at Kentucky,
right.
Who was also taken middle of the draft. But I think even with him, like, just like Giannis had some warts that showed that needed to be carved out last postseason, Devin Booker kind of hit some, a bit of a wall and had some challenges in the finals. Like, it happens. Like, you're not going to be this polished all the way guy.
But that's what I'm saying. As people that watch sports and comment on sports, why do we think that time frame is sped up? We put pressure on, and it's like, even with quarterbacks, right? You have a select few guys that end up excelling early, but the fact of the matter is it's a gradual process.
I think
it doesn't happen right away.
I think the thought processes with the Heat, if this is the thought process that they have, is how many elite years, because Jimmy, I think, had an elite season, even if he had a terrible playoff series. His individual numbers in the year were fantastic. How many of those years do you have with Jimmy left, and does it match up with, is Tyler going to keep pace with that to be a significant contributor to a team that can win a championship? And I think that's the question there.
Okay, but then if that's the case, then now I can understand why Pat Riley doesn't care about draft picks and young players.
Well, he typically doesn't.
Right.
They're so wrong.
Jax, I don't know what they're saying. don't say I like draft. That's so wrong.
But I get what you're saying is that you have two players who are on different timelines. That being said, the reason why this could also be a positive is that he can pass the torch, right? So if you can get the young player to play to a consistent level, then when that star actually is on the other side of it, you have somebody that can take the mantle. You see what I'm saying? That's usually how good franchises operate. The Heat have been successful by doing it in a way of, we'll just rebuild it again without losing, without tanking. And so from that standpoint, that makes them unique. But I'm looking at this team and thinking, we need more 25, 26-year-olds, right? That are maybe they're in their prime, but they haven't had the opportunities to get there yet, and they haven't shown enough to warrant a max contract. You see what I mean? But if they come here, they're going to contribute in a way that they're going to be their best passable player within a year or two.